Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Season 1 finale of Virgins and the Village.
We did it, folks.
We
did it.
This is the 12th episode of the Sex and the City Watch-Along podcast, which follows us two registered virgins.
I'm proud that we've made it here.
I am too.
I'm really excited. My name
Truly
is
am.
Alex Pittner. I finished the first season of Sex and the City, and I'm here for the sex.
My name's Hayden Hartrick. I also furnished the first season of Sex and the City.
I furnished my bedroom, then I finished Sex and the City.
And I'm here for the city. And today we are discussing, as you probably already gathered, the season finale, Season 1, Episode 12. Oh, come all ye faithful. Alex, what happens here?
In this episode, written by Michael Patrick King.
That's cool.
Directed by Matthew Harrison.
Yeah.
Oh, come let us
Yeah.
adore
Yeah.
Matthew Harrison for
Yeah.
his directing
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
2 episodes in
Nice.
a row.
Cool.
Shout out Michael
Yeah. This is on
Patrick,
beat.
Nicole Holofence.
Nicole.
So in this episode, Miranda, the dry spell from last episode,
Over.
it's over.
It's over.
And she's having sex with an upcoming playwright who happens to be Catholic. And because of this, he showers after they have sex. Miranda doesn't like that he does this, and Miranda seems to hate all religions. I believe she says she hates all religions because they exist just to interfere with sex life, I believe is a line she says when they're in the church. And so eventually that leads to an argument, and they split ways.
And then, like a flame reigniting, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, he returns. Skipper has returned to the show.
He's back. I think
We're gonna
once
get
I
into
finish
it.
the summary, I think I want to talk about that first.
Okay.
If we can.
Yeah.
So, also in this episode, Carrie, wondering about religions after talking with Miranda about her current situation, goes to spy on a church. And the people walking out, she notices Mr. Big with his mom!
His mother.
Whoa!
His mother's here.
So later, Carrie goes to spy on Mr. Big with his mom at church.
Sorry, there's like...
Hayden just did John Cena's You Can't See Me.
I don't know. I looked at something bright, and there's the brightness in my vision, and I'm trying to determine what I looked at that was bright.
Okay. So, Carrie, once she goes spying, she gets caught by Mr. Big and the mom, and when they talk, Mr. Big introduces Carrie as just a friend. And
It's just like a...
I know.
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name from Bon Jovi.
Indeed. Bodie Jovi?
Bodie Jovi.
That's Bon Jovi during October when the moon rises and his bones take over. Anyway, they have a conversation, Mr. Big and Carrie, in which Mr. Big talks about how he just doesn't know if Carrie's the one. And Carrie is hurt by this a lot because Carrie's talked about in the episode how she's falling more and more in love with Mr. Big. Speaking of falling in love, Samantha has a new boyfriend. Real boyfriend. She's actually in a relationship, which all the characters make note of. And she waits to have sex with this guy for a while. But then when they actually do have sex, it's revealed that he is a 3-inch hard penis.
Which I called. I called it.
Oh, did you really?
In my notes before that even happened, I wrote down he's either bad at sex or has a small dick. They're not going to let Samantha be happy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not think the relationship would last past the episode. Where I thought they were going with it, though, was they'd have sex and she would be like, oh, I don't care about you. And, like, the magic was just that. The build-up type deal. So anyway, and Samantha is very upset about the micro penis, and it's left ambiguous as to whether they will be together in these starting of the next season. Meanwhile, Charlotte is nervous and scared that Samantha will get married before her because Samantha talks about how she's in love with this new guy. Or not, yeah. And so Charlotte goes to a tarot card reader about whether or not she'll get married, and the tarot card reader's like, you're going to be successful, but you're not going to get married. And then Charlotte goes to a different, place to predict her future, and they're like, you're not going to get married, but if you pay $100, we can remove a curse so you can get married. And then Charlotte's like, get out of here. And as she leaves, she bumps into a guy on the street, and I think she's going to marry that guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm calling right now. Probably wrong, but I'm going to call it, just in case. And she's just like, I just have to believe, and someone will come along. Meanwhile, Carrie, all set up to leave on vacation with Mr. Big. She realizes she can't do this anymore. And she and Mr. Big break up. And that is the season finale of Sex and the City.
Season 1.
Season 1.
Now, Alex, what did you think about this episode?
I liked it.
I liked it too.
I thought it was fun. I felt like it was a very average episode of Sex and the City. Even though big things happened, Mr. Big Things happened. I think that was the biggest thing. As I said, I want to talk about Skipper Comes Back.
Skipper comes back at the angel party, fallen angel perfume party.
They're at a club. Miranda gets a drink, and Skipper comes into frame. And I've got to tell you, I was shocked. I was like, it was like when Voldemort comes back and the Prime Minister sees him and he's all like, he's back. He's actually back. I was like, this was my notes. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Fuck, guck. His arc was finished. We were done. Fuck. Are we really doing this? Shit, fuck. Fucking ass, dick balls, corn shit everywhere with dolphins screaming about shitty instant coffee all over the eggs that happen to be placed squarely on Michael Patrick's face. Shitty fucking ass balls. I then followed that up with, imagine if at the end of Avatar The Last Airbender, if while Zuko was being crowned the Fire Lord, he turned to Aang, put his hands on his face, and gouged out Aang's eyes. I feel like that's what they did to Skipper.
Yeah?
Because I feel like Skipper had, again, as much as I don't like the guy, he had a good arc. I mean, the episode where he realizes that he's done with Miranda, we talked about how that moment was really good. And a great send-off for the character of Skipper.
Yeah, but Alex, we knew this was coming.
Did we? I didn't. I thought we were done.
No, he has 7 episodes.
I thought
we'd only seen him in 5.
I thought we had seen all 7. Oh, man. I'm so sad. Oh, man.
Well, here's the thing. I think we can still remain hopeful. Maybe this is just going to be a moment of weakness for both of their characters.
Here's the thing. That moment that I love, honestly, where Skipper stands up for himself, is completely destroyed by learning that he's like, every night since we've broke up, I've lit a candle and said a prayer that we come back to each other. I'm like, I'm very upset by the
I do
Michael Patrick King. I'm disappointed in you.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Patrick King. I respect you, and honestly, in the future episodes, are you okay, Hayden?
Yeah. My vision's just a little weird right now.
Okay.
I think I just looked at something really bright and it's just sticking with me for a second.
Okay. Yeah, Michael Patrick, you may have plans for the future that address this, but I don't know. I feel like a character arc was fucked.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. I mean, I didn't really think about that until right now. Before we go any further in the episode, I do want to say the sex count.
Oh yes, I apologize.
5.
But all Miranda?
No.
Okay.
No. Might have been 6. I don't know if I've marked the last moment well. Yeah. But regardless, even if this doesn't break the record for our most sex counts, I think it extraordinarily does in the fact that this is the most indisputable sex counts.
Yes. We see
every single sex count mark here was a penetration.
Yes. So the playwright that Miranda's dating, they have sex missionary only.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, and he always in showers after.
He always showers afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's that guy looked like somebody, like I thought I recognized that actor.
Me too.
Like I thought he was for a second, I think I thought he was the guy from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. The
Zach, right?
No, the
Mr. Mosby?
No. Oh no. Gosh, what's this guy's name? He was the electrician that would work.
I didn't have Disney Channel growing up.
Okay. Well, I guess the whole podcast bunk now. I don't remember the character's name, but there's a electrician character that looks a lot like him. Mm-hmm. And I thought that's who that was. They should make him wear a sign. They should make them wear a sign, is something they said about Catholic people.
I maybe shouldn't bring this up, but Miranda, that's a bad idea.
Yeah,
Think of a time when a certain religious group was marked on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miranda, maybe don't suggest that.
Yeah. Breaks up with him.
Yeah, she does.
Break up with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a mutual breakup, though.
That's true. She doesn't break up with him. He breaks up with her.
I did think it was funny how he's like, when I get out of the shower, I don't want you to be here. She goes, got it. I was like, fuck yeah. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Also, this is throwing it back to the intro, so I apologize, but I know that I had a reckoning with the intro where I was talking about I hated it, and then Max broke it down English major style about how, like, Carrie just, she never wins, and then I was back into it, and then now I'm back and I hate it. When I heard the sound cue for the beginning, I, out of instinct, tilted my head back and rolled my eyes.
I hope we get a season 2 intro. I hope we get a different intro for season 2.
Please!
I don't think we'll get it.
Michael Patrick King, please give me a new intro.
Andrew Jackson, what are you
It's
doing
me,
here?
President Andrew Jackson.
Andrew, what are you doing here?
Andrew Jackson, get out of here.
No, not
Nixon, I'm back. Nixon, get out of here.
You're using your water powers to take all the water
I
out
cast
of my
Watergate
body.
and I push you away.
Oh!
Holy shit, Nixon has water powers?
Yeah, what do you think Watergate was really about?
I assumed it was about you spying in the Watergate Hotel.
Everything I did was for America.
True patriot through and through.
I had to fight with water, and some Congress members saw that, and they were just really uncomfortable.
You know what they say, you have to fight fire with water. Gate.
Alright.
My Nixon, you are my man.
Thank you, Alex.
I was making fun of you. You're awful, Mr. Nixon.
Watch this.
Okay.
Water mind control.
Oh.
What do you think of me now?
President Nixon, everything you did was for the good of the country, for the good of the world, for the good of humanity.
And now I take my leave. Nixon just broke my window.
Nixon just, yeah.
He didn't say a single thing to me.
Oh, yeah, he kind of... Yeah. Nixon's kind of been giving me the silence.
I'm glad he killed Andrew Jackson, though.
Yeah, that was actually...
Wonderful.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because we've discovered that all presidents are technically immortal until killed by another president. That is now the lore.
That's exactly what happens.
I will say, we've talked a little bit about the conveniences of New York earlier in the podcast. And I think another big convenience of New York happened this episode, where Carrie just happened to find the church that Mr. Big was walking out of.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's got to be a lot of churches in New York.
New York is so small in this show.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, there's a little Easter egg. I don't know if you noticed it, but when people are coming out of the church, there's one of the people, they're in a suit, and they're wearing, like, shades. That's Matt Murdock. That's the Daredevil.
Oh.
Daredevil is in this universe.
Oh my gosh.
Does that mean that Spider-Man could be in the Sex and the City universe? Maybe. Alright? But for now, I think Mr. Big...
Does this mean Superman could be in the Sex and the City universe? Possibly.
There,
If we're talking, like, the amalgam universe.
there was a character in the show who, like, looks like a down on his luck loser with glasses named Skipper. Is that Clark Kent the Superman? I do not know. That make Miranda Lois Lane. And Miranda's got some Lois Lane energy.
Yeah. I don't want... Well, wait. Does that mean everything of Skipper's character has been a clever ruse, and he's actually a hero, and he's a good guy, and he's just been having to put a completely different personality on in order to make sure people... And that's why Miranda takes him back, because she knows that he's actually Superman and he's a good guy.
Well, she did, like, leave him at the end.
No, he walked with her.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I thought he was like, I prayed it every night. She's like, you're a freak, and she just walks away.
Yeah, and he followed. She grabbed his hand and he followed.
Oh, she grabbed his hand?
I mean, it was off screen, but that's what I thought happened.
Oh. I thought she was just done.
No.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We are.
Miranda's had a purple blazer, or no, Sam had a purple blazer this episode. That was awesome. I want a purple blazer.
I want to talk about Sam's plot a bit. It was really sad.
Yeah, it was a small dick guy, and it was just wild.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of... there's a rooster that's loose in the room right now.
Hold on, let me catch it.
Oh my gosh. You just ripped that head off with bare hands.
Yeah.
Hayden, I'm getting increasingly nervous for you.
No, I yeah, I'm fine.
You're having trouble with your eyes.
Yeah.
They've been closed for a while. And you're talking about how you think you looked at something really bright?
Yeah. I'll be fine.
Okay. So, I felt, like, truly really bad for Samantha this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was, like, seeing Samantha cry in the bathroom.
Seeing Samantha cry while having sex?
Okay, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
That was, like, that dude should have stopped. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, you don't cover for that by saying, oh, I'm crying because I'm so happy.
Like,
That's not how that works.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was just awful. I feel like they should not have put that in the show.
No, it was...
I mean, speaking of... We didn't comment on it last time. I think we just forgot. But, I mean, in the last episode, the characters are committing more sex crimes by voyeuristically watching the people across the street have sex.
You remember how in, like, the TV show Friends, they do the whole, like... They do the whole...
They have, like, the telescope in Friends.
Yeah. They have Old Naked Guy.
Yeah.
Where they watch a naked guy through his window.
Yeah.
And it's just weird. And they do this. This is, I think, almost worse because they're watching two people having sex.
I think it is worse. I think it's just all bad. Like, this is just another thing in the show. But it's appalling to me.
Mm-hmm.
That they left. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Carry Mr. Bigger breaking up, no?
Yeah, no, that's wild. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I thought that's kind of where the episode was going to go. We had two weird editing moments.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Point them out to me, bro.
There was a circle transition from Mr. Big and Carrie talking to Miranda and Catholic man having sex.
Oh,
that
I
was
think I actually
super
did notice
appalling
that.
and abrupt.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a hard cut.
Yeah.
And then there was also just there was a circle wipe from the church into another part of the church where it just like a clock-like wipe that happened that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you take a big shit, do you circle wipe? Come on, man. You gotta give me a high five for that one, bud. You gotta slap it. Slap it. Give me that money. Give me that daps. Give me that bib. Give me that ravioli sandwich. Give me that guitar on a string tar with a bing tar. I don't know what bing tar is, but I just wanted to rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Big. Come on. Slap that hand. Slap that hand. Circle wipe, joke, poo poo, doo doo. Ooh! I'm just proud that we finished the first season.
Yeah. I was also saying, like, I have, like, seeing the Charlotte Sam, like, switch, where it's like Sam took the elements that are traditionally Charlotte this episode was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, overall, I don't have a lot to say because, I mean, as I said, it just feels like a very average episode.
Yeah, it felt fine. It felt great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really fun, really nice. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, I don't think there was anything like too super funny that happened. Nothing that was like so bad it was funny. And I really, it was unfortunate because I wrote mid-episode that I like, just like we talked about a bit last episode, like seeing Big and Carrie together, like they've kind of started to nail how their dynamic and their chemistry, and they have real chemistry, and it's just falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the when they go to like the party for the fragrance.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
I loved like the set, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the vibe of that. They just created that in such a like cool manner.
I want to dance in a cage. I've
Yeah?
done it once before. It's a lot.
You've done
of
it
fun.
before?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I went to there's a place near here called Stonewall.
Oh yeah, but Stonewall.
And I went to a drag show there, and they have a cage, and I was just with my friends. It was a really small. This was obviously pre-pandemic, and it was just really small. And I went in, and I just like danced in a cage for like one of my friends, and it was really nice and fun. And I just like dancing, and I like being the center of attention, and everybody looks at you when you're in the cage.
That's cool. I've only been to Stonewall. I think I went to Stonewall twice. I thought it was pretty fun. That was pretty damn fun.
It was also really nice to see Stanford with somebody, like actually with somebody.
Yeah, and Alon, good looking,
good
dude.
Good
oh my
job,
gosh,
Stanford.
yeah,
good job.
I was happy to see Stanford. I think I just like Stanford. But I always forget that Stanford's in the show. So whenever they pop up, I'm like.
Because it's like at first I was like, is he just like a gay stereotype?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no. I mean, kind of, but not really. You know, not where it counts. Because he has heart. I like him.
Yeah, I feel like above all, he's written to be a lovable character.
Yeah,
and I mean that's the vibe that I get, and I think that Stanford is just awesome.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
Yeah, no, it was wonderful, and also I think we talk about how we love the group scenes, and even though Samantha was having a very emotional character moment, I thought the bathroom scene where they were all in the stall talking about her, like talking to her about the small dick problem.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Like it had good jokes, but also like it was like they're friends and they're going through it.
Yeah, like what I was talking about 3 weeks ago, where when Charlotte's like, "You stole my baby name," and Samantha's instantly like, "You bitch!" Like that moment's funny, but also like it shows the friendship. And that scene with Samantha, I thought it was interesting because they were telling jokes, but at the same time, like it didn't feel like they were portraying the whole situation was a joke. Like I legitimately felt
they were trying
Samantha.
to help her.
Yeah. I mean, kind of like the way that the show portrayed that moment. It could have been like all ha ha ha. She's crying because her boyfriend has a small dick. Isn't that funny? That makes her cry. But no, like it felt like a legitimately like heartfelt moment where they showed that they were friends with each other.
Yeah.
I mean that moment where props to Kim Cattrall. That moment where she like does like you start laughing while you're crying. I felt like that was a very good because I've done that before.
Yeah.
And I felt like she like brought that to life. I don't know if that's a difficult thing, but I feel like it would be. You know,
Yeah,
it's like the
probably.
conflicting emotions, and that scene was just really good.
Yeah. Episode was just really good.
Yeah, I think
A good season finale.
good season finale. I gotta say, I think Samantha has become my favorite character.
Really? I still think I'm on the Miranda train. I don't think it'll leave for me.
I'm losing a little steam on Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
She's been really mean without the heart recently.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that, maybe it's just this episode. I still think she's wonderful and I love her. I love all the characters.
Yeah.
I really do at this point. I even fucking... This episode is the episode that brought me around to Carrie.
Yeah?
Where, I just think that this episode was just such a... I mean, that breakup scene, I thought was actually sad, you know, with Mr. Big.
I do actually want to talk for a second, and I want to ask you, the whole breakup scene, I thought that was written in a way that was like you could really see both sides. It was written and acted very well, because it's like, okay, I understand what Miranda wants, or what Carrie wants, but they're also not making it so Mr. Big is out of line either.
Yeah.
He's like legitimately the things that he's feeling are entirely valid, and they don't make it feel like he's not valid.
Yeah, I agree. It just seemed like a very
because it's like
human moment.
He was put in a very difficult position by Carrie telling him, "Tell me I'm the one," and that's not. I'm not saying Carrie was wrong here, but I don't think that was that like to Mr. Big. Of course, that wasn't fair. Like they went into the relationship knowing he knows, like he's been married before. He knows what this feels like. He
Yeah.
I thought balancing that and really kind of showing like. I mean, obviously, I think Big's gonna come back and they're gonna get back together eventually. But if they broke up here and he never came back, like that would be like the perfect way to end their breakup. Because you do these breakups by saying they are so good together, but there's just this one thing that is so paramount to the relationship that they are just never going to see eye to eye on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah.
I truly love that moment. The cinematography in the show has never like stood out for me, and honestly, like I don't pay attention. I don't have like a keen eye for cinematography, but I'll just say I liked the shot when Mr. Big's driving away. That's just like the overhead, like bird's eye view. You see Carrie on the street, her bag's still on the sidewalk, and Mr. Big get into this car and leave, which is the reverse of season 1. Or not season 1. Episode 1, where he tells her to, like, get in the car. Maybe it's episode 1, because he's like a stranger, and he's like, get in, for goodness sakes. It's the reverse. This time, he's leaving. And the cab driver, he didn't say abso-fucking-lutely either. No. The cab driver knew.
And it had a great final monologue bit where she kind of came to terms with the fact that she was she says, like, I cried for a week, and then I realized I do have faith. I have faith in myself. And I was like, yes.
She was like, and I have faith that I'm going to find someone who thinks I'm the one.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the more we're talking about it, the more I like that moment.
Yeah. It was a very well done breakup.
I agree. 100%. And... yeah, I think it just wouldn't have worked if they hadn't done such a good job establishing the chemistry. Like, I feel like on a lot of these podcasts, I've been like, you know, this episode I really bought into the Mr. Big Karen, like their dynamic, you know? And so seeing that fall apart, I agree. I kind of wish that was the last time we see Mr. Big, but I think he's in half of the episodes.
Yeah. He's gonna end up with Carrie. We know that.
Oh, do we?
I don't know that, but I know that. Like, I don't know that for a fact, but come on.
Okay, that's fair.
Come on, right?
That's true.
That's like, ugh. I was gonna bring up another sitcom, but the immediate thing that I was gonna bring up was wrong because I was gonna bring up something on How I Met Your Mother, And then it was like, oh, that just like, yeah.
Yeah.
You got anything else to talk about in this episode?
Honestly, no.
No?
I just want to say that, like, it's weird because at the beginning of this episode, I was like, pretty average episode. But like, the more that we're talking about it,
I think it was a comedically average episode, but it was a well-written episode.
I would not be upset if the show takes that more dramatic direction, because it seems like they've been doing it pretty damn well. I feel this podcast, might become just us talking about these like dramatic shows and
of course our presidents, who all 50 whatever of them are lined up in my closet. They are all just like lined up, and we just pull them out whenever. So
yeah, we all live in the same apartment.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
It's great because like rent is like $2 a month.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Plus, like, Lincoln's here.
Yeah,
Space is on the fucking,
I mean, Jackson was here.
Yeah,
but
well,
we're done with that now,
which
is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a little bit of business stuff. We got. I don't think we've talked about it a little bit. There won't be an episode next week.
No, there will not.
Because Alex and I will be writing our own episode of Sex in the City.
Yes.
We will be writing a somewhere between 10 to 20 minute episode over just some ideas we've had. We've hatched some plans. We're not going to spoil anything here. But be excited for it. We're going to have a lot of our friends, people we know, some great actors and actresses.
Definitely some future guests on the podcast.
Yes.
Past guest, though, Max Foster will be playing our Samantha.
Yes. No other castings have been revealed yet.
No.
But we want to take a full week to actually write the episode. And then, pretty soon here, we'll be having a wonderful episode. This episode, I would really recommend that you guys, for who's going to be watching it, check it out. If you normally check it out on these audio-only podcasts, we don't do any video. I'm not saying we have a video element, but we do have a YouTube channel that we upload these episodes to. And our read-through of our script will be done. We will be recording visually, so there will be a visual element to it. And I would recommend that if you are interested in paying attention to that episode, do it in the visual element, because I don't know how well I don't know how well that's going to go over audio. You know? But that's gonna happen here in a few weeks. And that I think that's just about it for season 1. So we're gonna move on to our Virgin segment.
Let's do it.
Alex, I want you to start this week because I've got a big one.
Oh yes, you do.
I have a hypothetical, a popular hypothetical.
Hayden told me before we started recording today, he was like, I have a hypothetical for you, and I'm going to say it for the podcast, which made me real excited. So for mine, because we're uploading these on the same day, I'm going to say music of the week, still going to be Circles by Mac Miller.
Nice.
Really digest that album. For my second, I'm going to do something that I'm gonna shift the paradigm a little bit. You know what I'm bringing? I am bringing Magic the Gathering.
Oh, shit.
Hayden Hartrick is not bringing it to the table.
Oh, shit.
C'est moi, tis I, in the words of Lancelot. It's fun.
I find we got Alex and we sat down with Max and another one of our friends, Clayton, who will be on the podcast eventually. We played Commander, and
I did really shitty both times.
Alex's deck just didn't draw into any good cards, and it just didn't do the things it was supposed to do. And but you enjoyed it.
I still had fun. Currently, I bought with real money. I bought not the Monopoly phonies that Hayden pays me for being on the podcast. I bought the Elven Empire green-black deck, Golgore, as it were. And yeah, I haven't used it to its full potential, but I love the art.
But he's seen it used to its full potential.
I have, because Clayton owns the same deck. And I just think it's so fun.
Elves are great. Elves are great.
See, I've never been an elf guy. In fact, I only bought that one because it had green and it was the only one they had at Walmart. But you know what? Oh, okay. Here's the thing. Never been a regular elf guy. But what sold me on it was like before the wood elves and the shadow elves split, and I was like, shadow elves. Hello. So, and I really like. We were talking about it a little bit. I love the art on the cards so much, and obviously, coming from Yu-Gi-Oh, the text on the Magic the Gathering cards is so much shorter and clearer. Like, when cards have effects, it won't spell out the entire fucking thing on the card, so you gotta read a paragraph. It'll just be like, trample. Mm-hmm. And you know what trample does. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Magic is the concisity of the rules text, where they have keyword abilities, so there's a bunch of things. It's like, okay, you understand what this effect does, and then even when you have, like, long effects, like, they do a good job of making their effects read concisely.
Yes.
And
then... Also, because the first time we talked about it, where we were like, Alex, let's build your commander deck. We talked about Simic, and which is the green-blue combination. Mm-hmm. And there was a deck that I think is perfect for me, called Reap the Tides, Isa of the Gaia Strait. And I couldn't find it for under $35, so I, like a big boy, went to my local printer and I printed it all in black and white and glued them to playing cards.
Hey, that is the best way to do it, because I say proxies, or I am a big supporter of proxies, because sometimes, especially being in college, you don't have the money to spend on $200 on Magic cards.
Yeah. I think I just need to print it in color, because I didn't have access to, or I do, but I didn't realize that I did have access to another printer. But I feel like I haven't played this deck, but I feel like it's perfect.
Oh, I've seen it played before. It's fun.
I love aquatic stuff. So I don't know if you know this, but growing up, I wanted to be a marine biologist.
That tracks.
And then I discovered that I hate science. Not to say, let me rephrase. I hate doing science homework. I'm very pro science.
Yeah.
I'm just not. It's just not something that I'm good at.
I get you.
And I love underwater is one of my favorite settings for a story. Like BioShock, favorite video game. Even though I think every subsequent BioShock has better gameplay, I still think the first one is just good, fantastic for so many reasons. But I love that.
I haven't played any BioShocks all the way through.
Oh, boy,
I know.
You got it. I think the first one is like pinnacle gaming history. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I think you would like it a lot.
It's great.
Hayden.
Okay.
What have you brought to the table?
So this is something I kind of thought of, and I think it's going to spawn a very interesting conversation.
I'm kind of nervous.
And this might immediately get cut from the podcast, but my hypothetical, we're not talking about nerd culture. We're going to talk about virginity as a thing.
Okay.
My hypothetical is, put yourself in the shoes of you have the opportunity to lose your virginity.
Okay.
Does this podcast stop you?
No.
No? Does it cross your mind? Do you contemplate saving your virginity to continue this podcast?
No.
No?
And let me tell you why.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we're going to keep doing the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And here's the thing, is I don't want to be one of those people that's like, wears like the Virginity Rocks t-shirts.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, it's so
No,
cool.
I don't think that.
Yeah. But I understand where you come from. I think... I don't think so, because I think that, like, worst case, we just change the title.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think even after, if one of us were to lose our virginity, we're still registered virgins. I think we as people...
Yeah.
I think we as people are just registered virgins, even if we have sex.
Yeah, I think when both of us are not virgins, this podcast will still be called Virgins in the Village.
It's because it's who we are as people.
Yeah.
See, I bring this up
Our energy is so not sexual at all.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
I bring this up specifically because it has been an interesting thought that has occurred to me over a long period of time. Because not only because of this podcast, but also, Alex and I are both stand-up comedians. I have a series of jokes about being a virgin.
Yeah.
And I feel like the moment I lose my virginity, I have to retire those jokes.
Oh, okay.
I like those jokes.
Yeah.
So what's better? Sex or some stand-up jokes I can throw at an open mic?
I think you do both.
I mean, that's the thing. I could just lie to people.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would know if I had sex.
No.
Speaking of Alex.
Oh, no.
Big news.
Oh, no.
Next set of Magic the Gathering is D&D related.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Neverwinter stuff, right?
Yeah, Forgotten Realms.
Cool.
I'm still a virgin, by the way. That's...
If you can tell by the fact that I knew what the word Neverwinter meant. Yeah. You could say I've never had sex. That's me. That's me pulling up like.
Oh no!
Microphone! I destroyed the mic. I got so excited that I kicked the table.
Oh.
Hayden pulled it further away from me. But yeah, that's me like pulling up at a date, fucking slamming a Game Informer magazine. Oh no, our audio peaked so hard. Me at a first date, fucking slamming a Game Informer magazine on the table. Yeah, you could say I've never had sex before.
The girl tries to open it and the pages are all stuck together. You just look at her dead face. That Sonic article was really compelling. I don't know, that's something that brought to me, and I felt like that was a season finale worthy question to ask.
Yeah. You want to change the name of the podcast?
To Sex Havers in the Village.
How about...
My Big Farty Butt in the Village.
How about this?
Hayden does a Joker impression for 45 minutes in the village.
It's pretty good. How about this?
Okay. Okay.
There's a Nixon in my basement.
Okay.
Colon.
The word colon.
Yes. That's followed by a semicolon.
Uh-huh. JFK is there too. Colon.
Backslash.
Taft is there too.
Colon, semicolon, backslash, r/nofap, backslash, Washington is waiting for Hayden to come to bed.
Period, exclamation mark, question mark, @ symbol, semicolon. Lincoln is British.
Exclamation point, question mark.
Dash.
Parr, the character from Incredibles. Spelled out.
Mm-hmm. King my car in your butthole.
And then it goes, ho, da 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 ho, da 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 ho, da da da.
Uh-huh.
And it gets smaller like it's an echo.
Alex just checked the time. Like he's got somewhere to be.
We do have somewhere to be.
No! I'm
Okay.
blind now.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to see for the past 40 minutes.
I kind of caught on to that. You've been messing with your eyes a lot.
But for those worried about me, my vision is fully restored.
You're so condescending to listeners.
I'm not. That was not condescending. Okay.
Oh, I thought you were.
No. Apparently, I have an issue with when I'm trying to sound jokey or just sincere. I sound condescending.
Oh,
because
really?
we have this moment. There's this iconic moment with our friend Jill where we were playing Dungeons and Dragons and she was DMing and we had talked earlier about just like I had mentioned about keeping a character sheet behind the I keep a character sheet behind the screen usually, so if I have a moment where I just forget abilities, I have something immediately to look at abilities to call for ability rolls, right?
Okay.
And Jill was going to call for an ability roll, and she had hesitated for a second. And I, trying to be helpful, went, "Oh, I have a character sheet right here you could use." But it sounded like I was like, "Oh, I have a character sheet right here you could use.
Oh my
And it just came out that way, and everybody looked at me like I was the asshole, and I was like, no, I was just trying to be helpful. And apparently that happens a lot, because I was just trying to let people know that I'm not blind, and that my eyes... It was weird for a second. I was getting worried, but I was just kind of keeping my cool.
I mean, I brought it up.
I was keeping my cool, because like it started as like a little like dot, and then it like fully encompassed like a C around my vision of just like blurry, and I couldn't like focus on your face. And then it just kind of, it's gone away. Now there's just like a bit of a headache. I think it's just weird. I haven't been feeling great all week, so.
Do you have a migraine right now?
No.
Okay. Do you, like, am I that hard to look at?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Silence on the podcast.
The sound.
But I think that just about wraps us up.
I think it does.
For this season 1 finale.
Yes, wraps us up for the season.
We have been doing this for 3 months.
That is a fourth of a year.
Yeah.
We've only missed
wild.
1 week.
That is true.
But we're done. This is our second upload of Tuesday, so we're making up for it.
Yes, there's no gap in the schedule. You just get 2 hours of us boys.
Yeah.
And then we get the big episode.
HBO.
And I am honestly so excited for this, because I think this is...
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
when
please.
we conceived the podcast, we were like, one of the goals of this podcast is to get hired as writers for the HBO remake, and HBO, the first sample of what you could get from us as writers is coming.
Yeah, and like that's a bit, but it's also like legitimately not.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, I don't think it's gonna happen, but I want to get on HBO's writing team. I want to be like, at least I want to be involved in the Sex and the City remake.
HBO, everything that we're gonna put in the episode is completely plausible to happen
HBO,
in
baby.
the real
HBO,
universe.
Baby, this is for you. What we're gonna do, it's for you. HBO. Hey baby, HBO. HBO. We're gonna make an episode. This one's just for you. You're gonna find this episode, and you're gonna love this episode. You're gonna find this episode. It's gonna be under your doormat at 4 o'clock on June 2nd. It'll be a VHS copy of a recording from Zoom. Now you're going to take this into your VHS player. You're going to put it in your VHS player. And you're going to hit play. And you're going to watch the whole episode. Because this episode is good. It's a culmination of everything that makes Sex and the City good. And everything that makes life good. And if you don't like this episode, Alex and I are going to be inside your couch. Like Danny DeVito in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Inside of your couch.
And if you even scoff at any moment, we are going to jump out of your couch and just sit next to you.
If you chortle, I kill your daughter's turtle. All right?
And if you laugh, well, I burn your house down.
If you laugh, I kill Jim Gaff again. It's a tragedy for everyone.
This is about to end us up.
Yes, it does.
So, again, we have our email, virginsinthevillage@gmail.com, our Twitter, @virginsvillage. Check us out on all them podcasts and apps. And until the next time we see you, if it's next Tuesday, 2 Tuesdays from now, I mean, or if it's whenever it is, keep having sex.
Keep having city.
Good night, everybody.